Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another video for you guys today. We're going to react Andy as we have the Secluded Springs expansion. The official trailer is out. I think there were some potential leaks from, I don't know, from like a different language uploaded or something, but I wanted to keep myself spoiler free, so I have not looked into any of this stuff. We're going blind into it as usual. This is basically the completion of the Gen 2 Wisdom of the Sea and Sky expansion, right? Like, we got Ho and Lugia packs, and now this one will be one more pack. Let's call it Pack C. And I'm expecting it to be very Gen 2 heavy. I think that's Suicune over there, so yeah, pretty much to be expected. I think we may be receiving. I'm gonna go ahead and say, I mean, this is like the easiest prediction ever, right? But I'm expecting the dogs. You know, I mean, they're not all dogs; they're like cats too. But you know, the four-legged mammals, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune EX. I'm expecting an EX version of every one of those. Maybe, potentially EX. For Alligator and Meganium could also be a thing, like to complete the starter line as well. And that's what I'm gonna go with for now. Yeah, I think at least, you know, Suicune and Entei and Raikou we're definitely getting. So let's see. Without further ado, I am recording. Let's do this. Give me a moment, actually. Put my headphones. All right, here we go. I'm gonna click the space bar like you guys tell me all the time. Okay. We see the doggos and we see melodic as well. Okay. I mean, easiest prediction ever. Suicune EX. Let's see if these guys are actually playable. I mean, Entei is a little bit playable, Raikou as well, but you know, but they're not great. I think the EX versions will be pretty damn good, though, as usual. 140 HP, ability Legendary Pulse. As the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, draw a card. Okay, we thought things stopped at Sylveon. No, sir. That was just the beginning. This is a base. You can just lead off with this and start drawing immediately. What the hell? And then for 2 energy Crystal Waltz, this attack does 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. So let's do some quick math here. This can cap out at 120. This can cap out at 120 for 2 energy, which on a basic EX is insane. Because just for reference, Solgaleo is an EX stage 2 evolution that deals 120 for 2. And it's considered to be like a very high-end attack, right? Like it kind of pays the price for dealing 10 damage towards itself. This can do that on a basic body, which is absolutely nuts. And I already, first of all, red card stonks are going up again. Like it's just as more and more card draws introduced to the game, you know, red card is always going to be the equalizer. So I definitely expect that card to, and Mars, to rise up in usage for certain, because this guy is starting to draw you cards. And the thing about Suicune is you actually want to play him with stuff like red card and Mars, because your opponents, in order to not play into Suicune's power, are going to want to keep the bench as clean as possible. And that means you can attack their hand. So my prediction for this card, really good. Really, really good. Applies pressure, forces your opponent to keep stuff in their hand, which leaves them vulnerable to hand attacks, and is a draw engine that can just start going as early as turn 1. You lead off with this thing, and you just start drawing an extra card. Ridiculous. Actually insane. No way. There's no way this card is not going to be meta defining. You heard it here. Mantike, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench basic Pokemon. So we got the ramp baby version for water. And we got Slowking, water edition. Water edition. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's water psychic. Discard the 2 Pokemon tool cards from your hand. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discard this way. Oh my god, that's so sick. That's actually so sick. You can deal 100 damage for 1 energy, but it's like a big price to pay. I wonder if we're getting like supporters that allow us to recycle tools from our discard pile. Look at the top 4 cards in your deck. Put all Pokemon tools you find there onto your hand. Oh my god, traveling. I mean, obviously they're paired in together. That is wild. That is wild, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that's a lot of... For 1 energy, that is insane. That's crazy, actually. That's super fun. Like, that's interesting as hell. Okay. And melodic. Get closer. There we go. Look at me with the space bar like a pro. Okay, I'm just checking that I'm recording. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal 60 damage from one of your water Pokemon. Like, let me read that again, because again, I was being paranoid because my mic goes off sometimes. And I'm like, I only have 1 tank for this. Okay, so I gotta make sure that it's all good. Let me leave it like... Okay. Healing Ripples. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your other Pokemon, so like Crawdont, which I'm trying to cook a deck with, by the way. It's not that easy. You may heal 60 damage from one of your water Pokemon. And then Aqua Edge is actually a pretty decent attack for 2 energy, 60 damage. That's pretty, like, that's low, a little bit low than average, but it's still, like, decent, right? Like, it's still decent damage. So, because Crawdont is just kind of, like, useless. You know, 3 energy to deal 70 damage is so bad. This is a lot better, because I'm comparing it a lot to Crawdont because it's a very similar Pokemon in that sense. 60 damage. That is wild. That is a lot. I like this. I think it's really good, actually. Well, water is getting a lot of stuff. Like, water has been kind of like forgotten a little bit as a typing. I'm of the belief, and I think I'm not the only one who thinks this, that, you know, I've said it since day one that water was kind of doomed because of Misty. But it seems like they're finally starting to make cards that just move beyond that, you know, because Misty just feels like, you know, it justifies the devs to make these horrendous attackers like Crawdont with 3 energy, 7 DL because they could get Mistied, you know, like I hate what that card has done to the typing. That card should be deleted. But it seems like they, you know, with a 1 energy attacking Slowking, which is like the opposite of what Slowking is, like a fast Slowking, is just kind of weird. And now this Melodic with an actual useful attack and a much more impactful potential ability as well than Crawdont, even though Crawdont can also be very powerful too. I really like it. Water maybe making a comeback. What the hell was that? Oh, just a different variation of Slugma. One that has more HP, so that's important to note. Arguably better, it's just it has a higher retreat cost. There it is. Nani! Entei! I never saw this coming. 140, just like Suicune. Ability, Legendary Pulse. At the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot... Oh, so it's the same thing? It's the same. Oh, all 3 of them do the same? If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra fire energy attached, this attack does 60 more damage. I'm more impressed by Suicune, to be completely honest with you. Yes, you can ramp into this. It has to be purely fire energy though, so no like Ho synergy. It has to be something like Moltres or Magby. But if you do ramp into Entei, like you can start dealing 120 damage for 4 energy potentially, and then, you know, it's like more of a flexible attack, and it's a draw engine, right? Just the ability itself makes these cards really good in my opinion. But I think Suicune is definitely better. It's got more going on for it. You know, like the synergy Suicune has with hand disruption cards, I think it's gonna be very legit. What about Raikou? Show me Raikou. Another Fanfi with Flail. This attack does damage to your opponent's active Pokemon equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. Okay, so that's how they designed Flail. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like the same way it works in the games. And we got Stunfisk, which is just vanilla nonsense. Okay. Okay, so in some scenarios, Fanfi could... Yeah, I mean, it's really a pretty card. Not sure how good this can be unless you're facing like an aggressive deck that's trying to deal like 50 damage from the get-go. Then you can be dealing 50 damage back for 1. Or like it can match stuff like Skarmory and hit them back. Stuff like that. Yeah, I mean it's hard to evaluate compared to the vanilla one, but it's pretty nice to have like a different kind of like an early game attack like that. Okay. And there he is, Raikou EX with 130, 10 less HP. Let's see what we get in exchange for that. Same ability as the other 2, Legendary Pulse. At the end of the turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you draw a card. So we got the card draw engines here. One for For the three colors, all three colors blend with the elemental switch, by the way, which I think may be relevant. This attack also does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Is this guy the worst of them? I mean, okay, so he's enabling Cyrus. He's enabling Cyrus. And it's still like, I think Suicune is easily the best one. I think Suicune is, because it has a big effect on how your opponent is playing. And Raikou has 10 less HP, and I don't see as big of a pay. I mean, I feel like Raikou, I feel like Entei may actually be the worst. Because this may not seem like much, but it is actually enabling Cyrus. And it's on a basic. You know, the 10 HP less, like, it's going to matter in many scenarios. Like, for example, Giratina and Arceus knock you out, right? So that's a really big deal. But the synergy with Arceus in this one is really good. It's on a basic body. And that already makes it, yeah, I would rate them as Suicune, Raikou, and last Entei. I'm not very impressed with Entei specifically, but I think all three of them are going to be very much playable because the Legendary Pulse ability is a very, very nasty ability. Like, if you manage to lead off with this Pokemon from the very beginning, you are drawing one extra card each turn. Do you understand how much that is crazy? For a game like Pokemon Pocket. That is insane for a game like Pokemon Pocket. It's nuts. So that alone is just going to make these guys, like, they are balanced around this by having a retreat cost of 2, but, you know, Leaf undoes that. Latias and Latios. Oh, now we're talking. Oh, I love these two. If Latios is on your bench, this attack does 20 more damage. Okay, so 40 damage for, yeah, so like a super Farfetch if both of them are on the, okay. What about Latios? Oh, Latios is an ability. And 20 more HP. If you have Latios in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Discard all energy from this Pokemon, 120 damage. Interesting. I mean, with Giratina EX, you can transfer stuff onto this. 120 is pretty decent, but it's like a one-time attack. So it's more about just like punching through with Latias early, building up the Latios and swinging in. I feel like there's numbers lacking in this combination, and the HP stat ain't quite there. I don't think these are very good, but maybe I'm wrong. I was expecting more information, but I mean, we got a lot. So that is. We get to see the three of them. So I rate Suicune first, Raikou second, Entei third. I think Suicune is definitely the winner here. Like, its attack is just got a lot going on for it. It's dealing, like, if you fill up your bench, you're dealing 60 damage. The moment your opponent has like one Pokemon on the bench, we're dealing 80 damage. 80 damage for 2 energy. And if they just fill up the bench, it's like, it's crazy. Like, let me like, just to make sure I don't screw this up. Am I reading 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours? Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is insane. He's by far the best one. Oh my! If Suicune may bring water back, Suicune alone may bring water back. This is insanity. This is so strong. You're enabling 60, which is already like a decent damage output throughout your own bench. And then the moment your opponent starts playing stuff into their own bench, like you're going 80, 100, 130, like, oh my God. That is wild. That is so good. That is legitimately so good, especially because of how it's going to pair with Mars and Red Card as well, which is going to be pretty disgusting. But like I said, we're getting more and more card draw into the game. Like, first it was Sylveon, now we have the Doggos with the Legendary Pulse, and Hand Disruption is going to become more and more stonks, that's for sure. Stonks will rise for these kind of cards. And I wonder what meta that will lead us to be honest. I am a little bit concerned. Make it a little bit toxic. But yeah, that is my assessment of that. Like, the Suicune is definitely the best one. Who knows what the other EX, like, there's still room for more EX Pokemon to come in with this expansion. So I'm making a bet on, I think because they're releasing Latios and Latias, they're not going to release the regular versions and the EX versions at the same time. Like they're gonna split that. Like they like doing that a lot. So I wouldn't expect an EX version of either of those two. I could see Feraligatr EX coming out, regular version of Typhlosion EX and Meganium EX. Those are the most likely candidates, especially considering how this last expansion, you know, brought a lot of really fun cards, but also a lot of like really lesser, in my opinion, like lesser popular Pokemon in EX versions. You know, like Shuckle and you know, Kingdra. Like I know Kingdra has a lot of fans, but you know, like there's just a lot of Pokemon in this expansion that you're like, really, that's the Pokemon that gets an EX card. And I feel like they're going to be bringing a lot of more like fan favorites this time around. So I would put my money on these starters. But I'm already, I'm excited and a little bit afraid of this Legendary Pulse package because Sylveon has had a very, very powerful effect on the game. And a lot of people argue that it hasn't been necessarily a good one. So we're getting more of that. So decks are going to become more and more consistent. And that theoretically is just going to narrow down the variance. But it's good that, you know, water, fire, and electric all got a source of this, right? Like, I'm happy. I actually think this is a good design choice for them to spread it out into 3 different colors, like the same ability. That way you don't give one color. Like, you know, card draw is a big deal, right? So giving it to one color over the others is would end up being worse overall, I think. And we'll just have to wait and see. When is it coming out exactly? I should know this, but... August 28th, so 6 days from now. It's right around the corner, and we will be streaming it. Love you, have a soul day. Thank you for watching. What do you guys think of the new cards? I also like the new Melodic as well. I didn't talk as much about that. The Slowking is hilarious, especially like with the new supporter. I'm excited to try out the Slowking too, and it looks like it's gonna be a pretty decent expansion. I think we have some exciting stuff to look forward to. And I'm gonna stop yapping. Love you, have a soul day. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.